Hello, and welcome back to Media Connects' Studio Impression. Today we're going to talk about actors and their actions. We'll cover two actions all actors, and even your own media, can perform, and one all actors except sound actors can perform. In Part 2, we'll discuss actions specific to specially designed actors. If you haven't yet watched the Tell Your Story tutorial, you probably should do that before continuing. In that tutorial, we drew an analogy between the old way of making presentations and the way you'll be making presentations with Impression Studio. We talked about how making presentations with Impression Studio is more like directing a movie or a play. With Impression Studio, you have a stable of actors, and those actors play a part in helping you tell your story. With the next two tutorials, I hope to drive home that analogy by showing you how actors function in your presentation, and how very different the concept behind Impression Studio is. Let's get started. I have a blank scene and a message to communicate. I need some actors to help me. I'm just going to drag an actor to the stage. Actors in movies and plays act. The good ones know what to do, but even they need some direction. Your job in Impression Studio is just like any other directors. You have the overall vision, and you need to tell the actors when to go on stage, where on the stage you want them to be, and what you want them to say. And then you need to tell them to leave the stage. You might even need to tell them how to act. In short, you need to tell actors what their actions are. Now, I picked this actor because it's pretty versatile. It'll help me demonstrate everything I want to show you today. So I added the actor to the stage. I told it to enter the stage and showed it where I want it to go. In short, I gave the actor an action to perform, an add actor action. All actors, including your own media, can perform this action. Every time you drag something to the stage, you're creating an add actor action for it. If you recall from the Tell Your Story tutorial, actors stay on stage until you tell them to leave. So one other action all actors and your own media can perform is the Remove Actor action. If I select the actor, then go up to the Properties Toolbar Actions tab, I can select Apply Remove Actor Action. Now the actor disappeared from the stage, but don't confuse removing an actor with deleting an actor. When you delete an actor, it's the same as saying you never wanted that actor to be there in the first place. The actor will be deleted from every scene beginning in the scene where you first added it, all the way to the scene in which you applied the Remove Actor action, and quite possibly to the end of your entire presentation if you never applied a Remove Actor action to the actor. I'll show you. I'll just add the actor back to the stage. Then I'll add a few more scenes. Now I'll select the third scene, kind of right in the middle, and I'll delete the actor. Look at all the scenes. The actor's gone. Removing an actor is different. Removing an actor is like saying, "Great job, now get off the stage." When I remove an actor, it is only removed from the scene in which I applied the Remove Actor action. If I'm in the middle of my presentation, the actor will also be removed from any following scenes and won't show up again unless I've specifically added it to a later scene. See, it's still in the prior scenes, but no longer in the following scenes. In addition, I've got a Remove Actor action in the Sequence toolbar. The Remove Actor action is an action all actors and your own media can perform. Okay, let's move on. I'm just going to simplify things here a bit. Down in the Sequence toolbar, we can see the Add Actor action. What might not be as obvious is that we put the actor in a specific place, made it a particular size with a particular orientation and a certain opacity. Let me show you what I mean. Notice I can move the actor wherever I want it. Just click and drag. When I select the actor, a green box surrounds it with little circles at the corners and on the edges. Not only can I tell the actor where I want it to go on the stage, I can also resize it. If I hold down the Shift key as I drag the boundary, the actor will maintain its relative width and height as I drag. I can rotate it. Again, if I hold down the Shift key as I drag, the actor will snap in 22.5-degree increments. If I want to get more precise, I can hold down the Control key and the actor will rotate in 5-degree increments. Up here in the Properties toolbar, there's a slider I can use to change the actor's opacity. I can do this to any actor on the stage except sound actors. I can even specify position, size, orientation, and opacity for my own media on the stage. When you first add an actor or other asset to the stage, its position, size, orientation, opacity, and perhaps even some actor-specific settings available in the Properties toolbar are set for the first time. The actor will enter the stage the way you initially set it to. However, I can change these settings in later scenes. When I do, I'll have to tell the actor to perform an action. Let me show you. I'm just going to add another scene to this act. Notice the actor is still on the stage, and that shouldn't be a surprise to you if you watch the Tell Your Story tutorial. If I select the actor, I get the green selection outline again. If I change one of those settings, say its size, see what happens in not just this scene, but the prior scene as well. The actor not only grew in the scene where I changed it, but it also grew in the prior scene as well. See, it doesn't matter how many scenes exist between the time I added the actor to the stage and the time when I changed its position, size, orientation, or opacity. If that green box is around it when I select it, any changes I make to these settings will be interpreted as changes to its initial add actor action. What I really want is the actor to enter the stage at a particular size, then I want it to grow in the next scene. In other words, I need to tell the actor to perform an action. I need to tell the actor to perform a transform action. If I select the actor in Scene 3, my last scene, then go up to the Properties bar, I can select the Actions tab and then Apply Transform Actor Action. Notice two things. 1. There is now a red selection box around the actor instead of a green one, and 2. A new action, a Transform Actor action, has been added to the Sequencer toolbar. Whatever transformation I make to the actor at this point will only affect this scene and all succeeding scenes. Watch. See, I increased the actor size, but that didn't affect the scene where I added the actor. Although you can only apply one transformation per scene per actor, you could change all 4 settings at the same time in the same scene. The difference between changing an actor's position, size, orientation, or opacity when it's first added to the stage and changing these settings in a later scene with the Transform Actor action is that adding a Transform Actor action results in an animated change between the initial settings and the changes you made with the Transform Actor action. If I select the actor in the scene where I added the Transform Actor action, a new tab in the Properties toolbar named Transform gives me access to opacity and rotation controls, as well as the ability to set the duration of the animation. Watch. I'm just going to change the way the actor appears in the first scene. I have the green selection box, so I know I'm making changes to the way the actor enters the stage. Now I'll play the act. Notice how the actor appeared on stage with the orientation I set for it. It just entered the stage slightly askew. If I advance to the next scene, the actor animates from its original orientation to the new orientation I set for it in this scene. Its position, size, and opacity also animated to the new settings. Using the Transform Actor action gives you the power to add even further animation to the theme design actors, in addition to the ability to add some animation to your own media. Theme designers have the ability to make custom transformations for their actors, but you can be assured that all included Impression Studio themes and all your own media will behave just as you've seen. If you decide to change these settings again in a later scene, you'll have to add another Transform Actor action. In the next tutorial, we'll talk about some of the other actions you can add to actors in order to tell your story.